You, Vision, are the piece of the Mind Stone that lives in me.
I know, so crazy to say. You are the piece of the Mind Stone that lives in me. That's like speaking in a foreign language where you're like, this means something. Hi, I am Elizabeth Olsen, and I am about to start rewatching scenes from my career. I've never watched myself in front of people before, so this will be fun. This I have no memory of. My sisters are so cute.
Do you know how to get to 7th Street? It's right over there, silly.
I had a speech impediment. I couldn't really say my R's. I got that.
It's right over there, silly.
Basically, my whole childhood, I went to school, and then there was like after school care was like just like going to set, because there are a lot of adults around that can watch you. And sometimes they would throw me in things, and sometimes I would just read or do homework or whatever. Going to set felt like a job. And so I think it actually made me not want to work as a child. I don't know if it somehow just through like osmosis, I just felt like I was always supposed to do this job. And it was really about me accepting it or not.
A family is forever. We could never truly leave each other, even if we tried. You know that, right?
So funny, I always think of these projects as like so fast moving. This is like, feels very slow to watch right now, but maybe it's just the experience I'm having.
Thanks for choosing me to be your mom.
Those boys are so cute. Oh my goodness. They look so much older now. It's a crazy thing to ask someone to say goodbye to their kids, knowing that they're dying, basically. What I really thought was important was like when you're on an airplane and you're scared, you as a parent, I'm not a parent, but I would assume you would try to not make it such a big deal so that your kids don't feel scared. And so I think the whole time I was just thinking about them just going to bed, which is so crazy to analyze and talk about and think about. She's just trying to be brave.
What am I?
You, Vision, are the piece of the Mind Stone that lives in me.
It's a crazy shit to say. You are the piece of the Mind Stone that lives in me. That's like speaking in a foreign language where you're like, this means something, you know? And I have to understand the meaning, but it means something. And I'm just saying the things that I think it means. So I have to translate it for myself. And at this point, she is accepting the fact that no matter what, he will be a part of her, regardless if he's physically there or not. So I think of it as that, which I deeply believe with people you lose in death.
We'll say hello again.
I have to say that while he's purple, while he has dots on his face, and while his last layer of makeup is glitter, and then when he kisses me, it's on my mouth. I mean, it's just, the whole thing is a mess. When we were doing press for the show, we talked about Snotgate because this was the only time Paul and I actually had a genuine argument ever in our 6 years of working with each other. And it was because I said that he snotted on me, and I asked his makeup artist to get him a tissue, and he said it was my snot. And he was actually mad at me. So bizarre. And it was our first fight. And it was because of the scene, because I said he snotted on me, and he thought it was mine. And I don't know how you can't really snot on yourself in that way, but whatever.
So long, darling.
It's a similar arc in Multiverse of Madness that it is in WandaVision. There could be parallel stories being told there of dealing with grief and loss. Well, I proposed that to the writers who wrote Multiverse of madness. I said, do you know what we're doing in WandaVision? Have you seen it? And no, they had not seen it because it wasn't finished yet. So I had to try and, I don't know, play it differently, right? I had to attack the same themes in order for it to be interesting for me, I think, and potentially for the audience. I just had to come at it from a different point of view so that it wasn't repetitive. Oh, I didn't realize there were so many minutes we would watch of ourselves. No one needs to hear me sing, that's for sure. I just can't stop looking at my upper mouth sweat. That's a place on me that sweats so quickly. There's a few reasons why I really liked the opportunity to shoot this scene. One of them was because I really don't like disco. And because there's a lot of disco in this show, I'm now obsessed with disco because of it. And every time this song comes on the radio, I am so happy. I'm the type of person that can listen to the same thing every day over and over and over again. And so it actually makes me like something more and not hate it. Candy, for the first time, is wrestling with the idea that she might be sharing that she actually murdered someone. She has not admitted it to anyone until this point. And so I was trying to figure out what could be going on in her mind. And I think she's also trying to let it go, because I think until this moment, she's been in denial and also trying to perform in a way that rewrites history. So I think of that smile potentially as being one of these like, pick yourself up by the bootstrap, like there's no reason to be upset kind of moment of just like, it will be okay.
Who are you covering for?
No one. Tom Pelphrey's so tan. Sorry. So many dead animals in that room. It was wild. That desk has many, many taxidermy pieces. It's one of the crazier things I've ever seen. I was just staring at a snake like the whole scene. Alan didn't do it.
You're sure?
Positive.
How can you be positive?
Because I did it.
What?
I did it. And then when she says it for the first time, there's like anger, a lot of anger. Because if you just look at the words that she says in the court, in the trial, which is all we really have to go off of, because she never participated in interviews after the trial except for this one book. And so what I have are her words. And she was so mad at the woman that she killed. She wasn't mad at herself. She was so angry that she was put in that position.
I don't believe you.
She came at me. So I did it.
I worked to just defend the character, and I struggled to defend her a lot. The entire act of hypnosis is something I just can't accept. I just think of her as a more controlling person than that. And I couldn't really understand why someone like that would fall under hypnosis easily. I even met with a hypnotherapist, and I was really trying to figure out how this could possibly be something that would work for her in court. And that I just had to kind of, what's the phrase, suspend my disbelief? That's what I had to do.
I would never find another lover sweeter than you.
Out of context, this is embarrassing. I just thought that was Aubrey's personality. I love working with her because she's kind of like a loose cannon and you don't really know what's gonna come out of her. And that was thrilling to me. She was blending our journey of getting to know you with the characters. And I was like really there for that and thought it was really funny. I approached it by consuming a lot of content. I got like a Taylor Sloan Instagram, and I started following certain people that were sources of inspiration for the character. And then there were just like other people that I would see behave in interviews, like when people like sing along in cars and like, I don't know, like how people like move like that. There are things that I just felt like, ooh, I'll take that one. I'll take that. I had never opened Instagram in my life until we had started. And what I learned about me is that I'm incapable of being comfortable with trying to sell sell myself as a certain way in an authentic fashion. I don't really know how to do that. But I do think people like Taylor think they're being authentic, and I do think that's why there are certain people out there where audiences are like, oh, I like them because they're so honestly themselves or something. I think there is something about people trying to trick you into an authentic version of themselves, either if they're saying like, this is why I'm sad or whatever. But the truth is like, that is a really fucked up way to be authentic because you're constantly presenting yourself in a fashion. Even if you're presenting yourself as like being sad or whatever, it's still messed up.
Everybody, I want you to meet my sister. This is Martha.
I haven't watched this movie in a very long time. I look so tan. Good for me. I felt like I was really self-conscious. It didn't feel like the safe space that we had before when we were shooting as we were kind of like this little actor troupe, and then all of a sudden all these strangers were there, and I was like, oh shoot, how do I do this now?
What's your name?
Mike. Can I get you something to drink?
The thing that I loved about this job that I will like take with me forever is I really love having my version of reality, being able to make choices that the reality that a character is having is different than maybe what's clearly happening. I felt like I understood her from the audition process, and Sean Durkin, who directed this, I think he hired me because of what I had in my brain. I still don't know in his mind what he believes is what he wants the audience to think at the end of the movie versus what I was experiencing or thinking. He just kind of allowed me to have my own version of reality, and I'm okay with not having that conversation because I do think it can make for a more interesting experience for the audience to not be fully aligned in that endeavor.
You think you're so fucking smart?
Martha, you all right? Hey, what is going on?
He's a fucking liar! We have to leave. Okay.
I don't really think much about my experience playing a part. I don't really care how something affects me. Like if I start shaking or something finishing a scene, or if something leaves me winded or sad or whatever, I just don't care. I amp myself up to a place if I need to be somewhere when a scene starts. But in this all has to happen in front of the camera. The like calm before the storm, and then the panic. And I think that was hard technically for me, having just started doing this job. We also shot it all in a one-er. So it was all just one shot. So I think there's also pressure of trying to figure out the timing. But I guess I came from like long scenes in theater. So there was a version where I guess maybe somewhere I understood how to technically figure it out. I don't know. Maybe I fuck with myself a bit before starting a scene, but afterwards I just try and like reset. I don't sit in it. I don't like wallow in it. I don't know if it's healthier, like meaner, if I'm just like, shut up, Lizzie. It doesn't matter. What matters is this other thing. I care more about doing the job better the next take. Thank you so much for watching me watch myself and try and remember what I experienced while watching myself. Goodbye.